Episode 4, KYRIOS and Theos. How Jesus repeats the Shema and includes himself. The Shema is Israel's foundational declaration of faith. Deuteronomy 6:4. Hear, O Israel, the Lord our God, the Lord is one. In Hebrew, Shema Yisrael, YHWH Eloheinu, YHWH Echad. But in the New Testament, Jesus quotes this very Shema in Greek. And something shocking happens. Mark chapter 12:29. Greek. Akoué Israel. Kyrios o Theos imon Kyrios is estin. Hear, O Israel, the Lord, Kyrios, our God, Theos, the Lord, Kyrios, is one, his. The divine name YHWH in Hebrew is now Kyrios in Greek. The word Elohim is now Theos. And Jesus applies both of them, not just to the Father, but to himself. 1. What does Kyrios mean in Greek? Kyrios, means Lord, and it is the word used in the Greek Old Testament, Septuagint, to replace YHWH, the sacred covenant name of God. So when a Jew heard Kyrios in a scriptural context, they didn't think of a mere master or ruler. They thought of YHWH, the great I Am, the covenant God of Israel. 2. Jesus quoted the Shema and took the name. When asked what the greatest commandment is, Jesus responds by quoting the Shema. But he does more. In Matthew 22:41-46, Jesus asks the Pharisees a question. What do you think about the Christ? Whose son is he? They said, the son of David. Jesus responds by quoting Psalm 110:1. The Lord, YHWH, said to my Lord, Adonai, Kyrios, sit at my right hand. Jesus points out that David calls the Messiah Lord, Kyrios. How could David's son also be his Lord unless the Messiah was more than a man? Jesus is saying, I am the Kyrios of Psalm 110:1, the same Kyrios of Deuteronomy 6:4. He didn't just teach the Shema. He included himself in the Shema. 3. Paul's expansion of the Shema. 1 Corinthians 8:6 is the clearest proof. Yet for us there is one God, Theos, the Father, and one Lord, Kyrios, Jesus Christ. Paul, a former Pharisee and Shema-loving Jew, expands Deuteronomy 6:4 by applying Kyrios to Jesus and Theos to the Father. He is not creating two gods. He is showing the distinction of persons within the one divine identity. The Shema said, the Lord, YHWH Kyrios, our God, Elohim Theos, is one, Echad. Paul says, Theos, the Father, Kyrios, Jesus, but still one. Trinitarian logic flows perfectly. 4. Philippians 2:10-11. Every knee shall bow. Paul quotes Isaiah 45:23, where YHWH says, to me every knee shall bow, and every tongue shall swear allegiance. Then Paul applies that to Jesus, that at the name of Jesus every knee should bow, and every tongue confess that Jesus Christ is Lord, Kyrios, to the glory of God the Father. This isn't metaphor. This is divine honor, the kind only YHWH receives, now given to Jesus. 5. Challenge to skeptics and pastors who deny the Trinity. Why would Jesus use the Shema, the core of monotheism, and insert himself as Kyrios if he were not God? Why would Paul, a former Pharisee, risk his life and reputation to worship Jesus as Kyrios? Unless he believed Jesus was YHWH. You cannot say Jesus was a great teacher and then reject what he taught about himself. You cannot claim the Bible teaches one God and then ignore how it defines that oneness as shared between distinct persons. Conclusion. Jesus didn't reject the Shema. He fulfilled it. He didn't break the command to love YHWH. He showed that he is YHWH. The Father is Theos. Jesus is Kyrios, the same Kyrios of the Shema, and there is no contradiction, only revelation.